Welcome to DXAssist Workflow videos.
Let's take a look at how the parameters in DXAssist work. To make things clearer, I've left only one audio track in the session. This way, we can better see the effect of each setting. I export it to AAF, leaving all parameters unchanged, and open it in DXAssist. Let's start with the probability parameter. This controls how confidently the algorithm identifies speech. At very high values, like 80%, the speech detection becomes very strict, which may lead to parts of actual words being removed. Let's see how it works in practice. The vertical processing feature is covered in detail in a separate video, so I encourage you to check it out. It's one of our flagship features and definitely worth exploring. As you can see, the audio has been cut very tightly. Some word beginnings, especially in more acoustically challenging languages, may get trimmed. Of course, this process is non-destructive, so we can always extend the clips later if needed. At the same time, such a high probability value ensures that no non-speech sounds are left behind. Values this high should be used only when working with very clean, high-quality recordings. Now I go back to DXAssist and set the probability parameter to 20%. This should leave more sound at the beginning and end of phrases, as well as things like breaths and subtle mouth noises. Let's take a look. We can see that the algorithm is now much more forgiving. It leaves more of the beginnings and endings of phrases, so the words don't feel as aggressively cut. I'll separate these versions using colors and add some labels for clarity. But there's a trade-off. Some unwanted noise might also remain in the result. That's the risk when working with lower probability values. If you're not a fan of this highly fragmented editing style, where everything between words gets removed, you can adjust the next parameter, minimal strip gap. I'll set it to 24 frames while leaving the probability unchanged and generate a new file. This parameter defines the minimum number of frames required between two speech regions. In other words, how much space must be left to consider them separate clips. Let's see what happens. As you can see, the algorithm now merges speech regions more smoothly. It no longer cuts out every small pause between words. Longer gaps are still preserved, but shorter silences are now kept together. The pauses remain, and that's good. But of course, they may contain some unwanted noise or useful breathing sounds, depending on the recording. We'll mark the new versions with color coding and add descriptive labels, so it's easy to keep track of each processing pass and compare the results. Now, if you want your cuts to remain sharp but still leave room for adding fades, there's a parameter for that. Strip start pad and strip end pad. These define how many extra frames the algorithm adds to the beginning and end of each region after processing. It's a perfect way to leave space for applying fade-ins and fade-outs. In Pro Tools, we have a range of tools to help automate tasks like adding fades, merging regions, and making small adjustments to the material processed by DXAssist. That said, our software already takes care of a large part of the work. So by the time you bring the session back into Pro Tools, much of the heavy lifting has already been done for you. Here's what it looks like after processing. At the start, we have 3 additional frames, and at the end, 24 frames, according to the settings. In some cases, this might cause neighboring regions to overlap slightly, making them appear stitched together. Thanks to this wide range of parameters and customizations, you can easily adapt DXAssist to your workflow, your personal preferences, and the quality of your source material. Our software is continuously evolving, and we're committed to adding as many improvements as possible, all with the goal of making the dialogue editing process faster, easier, and more efficient. Thanks for watching. Be sure to check out our other DXAssist workflow videos.